This is my audience right here. Everybody that's come to help me change my life 100% in the past 2 years. This speech is on the effects of addiction on a child. So a child picks up everything that he learns from his parents. And if addiction is prominent in the parent's everyday life, the child will pick up on distortions more and more. Growing up in an addiction family that had alcohol, heroin, weed, all that other stuff, the distortions came down on me even harder and ended up messing up a good 4 or 5 years of my life over that. And I soon found out that my mom was addicted to crack for first 5, 6 years of my life, and that wore off on me too, and it started bringing more distortions up in my life. Patterns will develop along with another distorted thinking process. Learning these things such as patterns will become a daily occurrence in your guys' life. You guys use patterns for everything. It could be a good pattern, it could be a bad pattern, but for me it was a bad pattern growing up. 2, as a child grows up, the effects will rub off on him, so to speak. A child goes into his adolescent life with all the skills that his or her parents taught her or didn't teach her. Children tend to want to be like their parents in many ways. We attract people that we think we deserve. My mother being an addict, I attracted women that I thought I deserved, which were, in the end, addicts. 3, boundaries need to be set and children need to be educated. A child should be made aware at some point of the dangers of addiction, because I was not made aware of the dangers of addiction until I was later in life and thought, oh yeah, drugs can't do nothing but help me. Alcohol can't do nothing but help me. It makes me feel better, so why not? And in the end, it's nothing that anybody wants to be in, deep down in. They may want to be the distorted version of a cool kid like me. I thought, doing drugs and alcohol was cool. It's, the new trend in America. Everybody thinks, oh yeah, they're drinking, they're smoking. It's cool for me to do that, which in reality it's not. I was never aware of the disease of addiction. Instead, I was brought into it knowing that drugs make me feel good and took away my problems temporarily, which was 100% true. Being around an unhealthy family or group of people as an adolescent really affects their life. Exposure to adult things at such a young age confuses the child, allowing them to think that they're grown, which is a complete distortion, and they're able to do grown-up things. That is not the case. Setting these boundaries with your child is crucial to their life and how they live it. Do not expose them to things that they should not be exposed to. Drugs, alcohol, tobacco, prostitution, stuff like that. Bad movies, bad television shows, bad games, all those. Those are things that you shouldn't expose your child to at all. And that is how addiction affects a child. Now, does anybody have any questions for me?
What steps have you taken to get away from that so you are not going to be repeating those patterns anymore in your life?
Get away from addiction?
Yes.
Well, for one, I separated myself unintentionally by getting myself in trouble, and now I'm away from my family for quite a while. And I've changed my thinking process, so now I know what was distorted in the process of me growing up, and I know the distortions that they were using, and I know that everything that I was doing was in its own way distorted and was ruining my life.
Excellent answer.
Thank you. Anybody else got any questions? Thank you.